Okay, thank you so very much once again for joining us. Tonight we are speaking with, or we have Honorable Fritz Baffour sharing his first-hand experience as an active politician and the pre and post stress experiences with he shared with us. So briefly, I'd like to go over Honorable Baffour's profile, please. He earlier mentioned, yes, but he is currently the host of I Have a Story to Tell on Z101.9 FM, which is currently on break. It's currently on break. Hello, please could you let me know the time again that is being scheduled for Tuesdays from the time?
It's Tuesdays from 7 to 8.
Okay.
But they want to extend it from 7 to 9. So let's say it starts at 7 on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Yes, when we resume, I'm sure I will give notice to you and you will get to understand.
All right, please. Thank you very much. So about Honorable Fritz Baffour, he is currently the host of I Have a Story to Tell on Z101.9 FM, which comes off every Tuesday, now from 7 p.m. Every Tuesday once again. And he is well known as a communication consultant, journalist, media personality, and a politician. Focusing on his political life, Honorable Baffour was involved in the just sworn-in government, National Democratic Congress, from its inception in 1991. He was a member of Parliament for Ablekuma South constituency in the Greater Accra region from 2009 to 2017 and served as the Minister for Information during the Mills administration in 2012. His well-equipped leadership skills earned him appointments to serve on the boards and governing councils of several corporate organizations, both domestically and internationally. These bodies included him serving as a chairman on these organizations or boards. That's the Defense and Interior Committee from 2013 to 2017, chairman of the National Museums and Monuments Board, member of Board of Directors of the National Theatre of Ghana, board member, Ghana Nuclear Research Institute, board member, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, acting managing director, Ghana Tourist Development Company, and consultant, as well as director of the Sheraton Hotel in Lagos, Nigeria. These are just a few to mention. Now, let's get to his life as a media personality. He worked as a producer with Ghana Television, that is Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Yes, and he also worked with the Liberian Television, where he covered wars in Liberia and Rwanda. He also worked with the national television, Nigerian television, that's Time Tees TV UK, diverse production he's also done diverse productions in UK and back-to-back production in the USA. He was also a media consultant to the government of the late Jerry John Rawlings. And as an entertainment, Honorable Baffour is well known for his comedy skills with his audiences in West Africa and beyond. Recognized for his impact in several awards and citations over the years, the Ghana Armed Forces granted him an award for his distinguished service and contribution to bridging the gap between the forces and the public in 1997. He also won the Tourism Marketing Campaign Award for the year in 1997 from the Ghana Tourist Board. In addition, he is a proud recipient of an enviable award from the management of Night Shift in Lagos, Nigeria. That's in 2006 for his contribution to the entertainment and comedy in Nigeria. Honorable Baffour is the author of After Midnight Nuisance of a Ghanaian Politician. I take that again. He is the author of After Midnight, that's Musings of a Ghanaian Politician, published in 2017. In the same year, he was installed as the Noya Manche of Akweimam in March 2017. So thank you once again to everyone, and thank you very much, Honorable Fritz, for joining us. So before we went off, we were talking about the stress he's encountered as an active politician, and he's shared with us so many experiences. And the last of it was incidents that goes on in the chamber. Do they take it away out of the chamber, or it stays just in this chamber and they continue to live life as though nothing really goes on there? They leave all the baggages in the chamber. When they return there, they pick up from where they ended and it continues. So that's where I believe we ended the first session on. Honorable, please, anything you'd like to add? And we're still looking forward to questions from our participants. If you have a question, please use the raise hand button, or you may please leave your question in the chat box. Thank you. No, please, I was asking, is there anything you'd like to add up and take out from what you've already said, please?
You're breaking up. Can you repeat that question?
Sure, please. And so, Honorable, I was asking if there's any additions
You're breaking.
Okay. Please, a better.
So, I think I forgot to my family. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. You are very much audible.
Right. I'm saying that I omitted to talk when I was talking about my family, the pressures of my family. I didn't mention that I didn't have enough time for them, and so they had to. There were a lot of activities they had to do without me, though they needed me. Then also your sleep is affected because you're virtually on call 24/7, and so in a lot of cases you will not get a good night's sleep, and that takes a toll on your mental well-being too. So adding that for people to understand, um, and this is because people think that members of parliament are development agents. That means that we are instrumental in bringing development and infrastructural assistance to people. We're also the support system to a lot of people in their expectation. And so it affects the general run of your life. And that could affect your health.
Very well, thank you for sharing. And so, talking about family, the distance and the gap that's developed because of your time and all that, how are you able to close up the gap your busy schedules had created, please?
Well, there came a time when I decided that I would put off my phone, especially when I realized that my sleep was being affected, and sometimes we had family activities. But what I would do then, give notice available for a certain period of time. That wasn't a very efficient way of preserving your mental health, but at least it helped. Because when you are inactive to your constituents, they do not take kindly to that. Could be attacked at meetings. I'm not physically, but there is a reaction that you're not doing your best, and it could manifest itself when it comes to the campaign. Because when it comes to the campaign, you go from house to house and you be talking to your constituents, and it's in every location that you'll have people who will be favorable to you coming to talk to them. I mean, people who have imagined reasons, reasons will take a pot at you at all times. And I said that can also affect your mental well-being when you feel that you've been unfairly criticized for being, or that there was a misconception. And that happens a lot in our politics. And it manifests itself that at the end of your time when you're going to in the elections, it could affect you unfavorably.
Thank you.
I hope that went through.
Yeah, and the latter
Yeah,
part was not, we couldn't hear you, please.
yeah. I was saying that so, when you decide to take constituents, they're not very happy that they can't have access to you. And so it will manifest itself when you're going on a campaign that you will get very adverse reactions from some constituents when you go to talk to them. And that affects your health when you have people being negative to you and your expectation that you've done your best. You realize it could affect you, and it did in many circumstances in the constituency.
Thank you very much for this response. And then once again, bringing it all out to share with us in this manner. So we have a question from Lady Vive. She's with the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Westlands, Legon, Grace Congregation. She's asking to help ensure sound mental health and mental and physical health. Did you consider regular routine medical checkups?
It's very vital, very, very vital. That is very question you do. Because in my case, I didn't realize at the time that I had elevated blood pressure levels and there was an onset of diabetes. It's when I went for my checkups, and I go for checkups every 6 months. It was something I decided to do because, my mother was a midwife and very particular about one's medical health. And so I had to do that. But I have to admit to you that since I left Parliament, the over 40 members of Parliament I left with have passed on. And this is also due to the pressure of the job and expectations after you've left. Um, and that is what I think the Speaker is working on, the health of ex-parliamentarians, because the pressures on you. Because once you leave Parliament, in most cases, you're almost unemployable. If you're a teacher, you can't go back to being a teacher. If you worked as an accountant, it will be very, very difficult to go back into employment because they look on you as having a certain elevated station in life. And so most of them, when they leave or when we leave, do not have the exit counseling, which is very, very, very good. If it's done properly. So there is a bit of a culture shock when you leave and you're no more a parliamentarian, especially if you lost an election, because that in itself affects your well-being. I never lost an election, but I have very good friends in Parliament who lost their elections, and I interact with them, and I found that some of them were mentally disturbed or they were slightly off because they couldn't deal with the situation of the loss.
Thank you very much, Honorable Baffour. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of some of the students and administrative officer from the Ohineba Donyo University College of Counseling Psychology, Madam Kate Mensah Odwe. The university has been chartered or is being approved to train counselors in healing the hurting world. So we look forward to a collaboration with Parliament and whenever necessary to serve them. And also the presence of members of the Ghana Psychological Association and once again, Presbyterian Church of Ghana Counseling Department or Counseling Team. We say thank you very much for joining us. And to my amazing sponsors, that's Alpha Wave Consult, House of EBQ, and Odopa Local Rice. We really appreciate the support. Any further questions, please? Any further questions for Honorable Baffour, please? Okay, so while looking forward to questions, I'd like to ask Honorable, talking about the family, um, whilst you are away, was your home, did it become a dysfunctional home where the absence of the father is not really felt or the presence of the father is not really felt? Was there a time, like you already mentioned, there were times you had to be there, but you couldn't be? Um, were there times that probably your children might have felt that was not present for us when
I think I was a little fortunate that I went into politics rather late in life. So my children, all of them were adults, and they were independent. But the pressure would be on my wife and those very close to me, family members. But the family supports, they are properly exploited, are very, very, very good for people like us, because my sisters were magnificent in filling the gap when I wasn't around. But there was no functionality per se, though at certain times I had to intensify the interaction I had with certain members of the family to help them through whatever they were going through. Again, you have to be prepared, and I think that that's where the political parties have to come in. And I'm glad that the Presbyterian Counseling Unit is here, because they should lobby the political parties in Ghana on the need to counsel prospective candidates and members of parliament, so that awareness of the mental pressures that they are going to undergo in the course of their endeavors to become politicians or being politicians or and all that. I think that the counseling sector of society should be proactive in looking at areas where they feel they are needed. And so I'm very glad that they're here. And I think that they have to engage maybe the speaker by writing to him and putting forth proposals in which they can help and assist people in the political sphere who need some kind of help. Because I told you that we've lost quite a few members of parliament who've left parliament, and then there are few who've lost while working as parliamentarians. And so if you have that kind of attrition rate, then you have to know that red flags are being raised in terms of the health of the participants in the process.
Very well. Thank you very much, Honorable, for the unique answers and sharing the experience. Stress is something that when it's not well managed, it escalates to a different level of it. And we really appreciate the fact that you have been able to manage it and still come out successfully, regardless, and as well delivered and served the people of the Ablikman North constituency. So once again, Lady Viv is back with a question. Oh no, please go on. Sorry, I'm sorry.
You said Ablikuma North. I said it's Ablikuma South.
Okay, so thank you for serving the Ablikuma South constituency to the top notch. So Lady Viv is asking, is there a mechanism in place at Parliament where MPs are taken through pre-election counseling before primaries and main elections to prepare them for the outcome of the elections? If not, is there a way Honorable Fritz can suggest to government to put something like that in place? Thank you.
That's what I was saying. I don't think that the onus is on Parliament for pre-election, but when you are elected as a member of Parliament, I think that the Parliament should have a responsibility for making sure that whatever psychological problems you have can be mitigated by interventions in Parliament. And I think that is being done now by the wonderful speaker that we have in Parliament now, ASK Bagwin, who was a member of Parliament, one of the longest serving parliamentarians in Ghana from the Republic, and actually in Ghana. And so he has an understanding of the pressures of that parliamentarians face. And so I think they're working very much on it. They've started a parliamentary training institute, started support programs and interactions, things like that. And right now, if you're a parliamentarian, you have access to medical facilities in Parliament itself. In the Parliament complex, there is a clinic for parliamentarians and their families. So the welfare and support systems are gradually being put into place. I believe that the various stakeholders in the sector should also be proactive and approach Parliament and other to tell them of the need is in the political to have some assistance and I hope that was enough. Hello.
Hello, Honorable. Lady Viv, I believe Honorable responded to your question.
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you very much. Please, any other questions? You're welcome. Please, any other questions, as we would have to leave Honorable to have some rest. He was on.
Yes, I have to leave very soon. Yes.
Okay. So, please, any further questions? If in the absence of no questions, we'd like to say a very big thank you to you, Honorable Fritz, for making the time
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Share with us this personal experiences, and to everyone that joined Pebble Wellbeing Show tonight. We are very grateful for your time. Thank you, and see you, God willing, Saturday, 7 p.m.
God bless you all, and thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
It's a very worthwhile initiative. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So please, a very good night to all of us. Have a beautiful night rest.
Bye, girl.